Aloha and welcome to Remote Promote. For those of you joining us for the first time, Remote Promote is a project that was created with the intention to support business owners and entrepreneurs with the online communities, and that the online communities would be surprised and delighted at the talents and treasures that they have found here. So today it is my honor to introduce to you Jake Brittain. Welcome, Jake, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I am glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me on.
For those of you who have not met Jake, Jake is a drummer and a daddy, and he's passionate about training in the traditional Japanese Budo or martial arts with over 20 years in the salon industry, now partnered with his wife as Beauty and the Beard in Fort Worth, Texas. Also published a children's book and CD called Keep Dreaming and given back over 3,000 copies worldwide to kids in need of inspiration. And as an entrepreneur, he's currently building a legacy from home with the ASEA Redox technology for the past 6 years. Did I pronounce that right?
ASEA. You're
ASEA.
close.
Excuse me, ASEA. So welcome, Jake. I'm super excited about what I've been learning about your business and about this technology. So share with us, what is it that you do?
Well, thank you, Maureen. So yes, I've been working for the past 6 years with this incredible health technology. This is a cellular health technology that works at the molecular level. And I am no biochemist, but fortunately, a friend introduced me to this over 6 years ago. And I took a look at a few videos and I was just really blown away by what I saw. My passion for holistic health and healing had kind of led me to a place where I was really interested in cellular health, what was going on inside the cells. And so I realized that this company had these foundational little molecules that my cells make and need to communicate, but I've been making less of every decade that I've been alive. And so it just clicked. I need more of these molecules. This company has them stabilized outside of the body. So beyond all natural, this was something that was native to the body. So I got real excited to partner with them and start sharing it, especially after I had quite an experience with the technology myself. So if you want me to share a little bit, just in a nutshell, for probably 20 years, I remember from high school. So let's say at least from 17 or 18 until about 38, when I really started drinking these molecules regularly. 20 years, I could pretty much put it on the calendar. I was going to be sick around this time of year, October, November. I was going to get seasonal allergies, was going to turn into a sinus infection, and I was going to have to go to the doctor. I was going to get, antibiotics, and I hated it. After the antibiotics, a month or two later, probably because the gut flora was wiped out after those nasty antibiotics, then I was susceptible. My immune system was weak. And by January or February, I would get some sort of, stomach virus or just food poisoning. I was always something that would wipe me out for 2 to 3 days. So that was my life, 20 years, really sick twice a year. Until I discovered these molecules, until I started drinking it. I have not been back to the doctor. I haven't had a single sinus infection. I've taken no antibiotics. It's been a complete change for me in that area, as well as a whole host of other benefits, since these molecules affect every system of the body. That was my experience, and I knew I wanted to share this with people, even if there wasn't financial ties to it. But fortunately, there certainly is. So I became excited about helping people with their health and with being able to bring in additional income from home for my family.
That is amazing. Wow. I experienced those seasonal allergies too when I lived in Arizona. It was like clockwork in the spring and in the fall. I was getting a sinus infection. So, yes, and I feel like I've overcome a lot of health issues in my life, and I'm always looking for like really phenomenal nutrition. And the thing that intrigued me about your product is this is not actually nutrition. This is something very different. So what is it that actually sets you apart in this health and wellness industry?
Yeah, thanks. A lot of times I like to say what ASEA is not. This is not an antioxidant, a juice blend, a vitamin, a mineral, an essential oil or a CBD oil. And while I greatly, approve of those things and think there's amazing benefits to using those natural things for your health. This is different because nothing else like this exists. So this is a true category creator as far as a business opportunity goes, because for 20 years, science had said that this was impossible. These little molecules made inside of our mitochondria were so fleeting that there was no way that they thought they would be able to ever stabilize them outside of the body. But that is what ASEA did. So back in 2008, with the help of an atomic medical physicist, his name is Dr. Gary Samuelson, it was him and his team that cracked the code, did the impossible, and stabilized trillions of these little molecules outside of the body into a bottle so we could take a drink and replenish the cell signal between our every cell, every system of the body. So that was something that it took them 16 years of research and layers of patents to be able to create these molecules. No one was able to do it before, to the point where they turned down a multi-million-dollar offer, massive offer from the pharmaceutical industry that knew the power of this technology, that had been trying themselves, but they couldn't do it. So they offered them tons of money, but they had to turn the offer down, because if they took the money, they were going to have to pull off all the people that were drinking it. It was a small group. It was like 140 people that had been testing it, but a small handful of those people were close friends. They were family members. They were church members with the founders. And so they were faced with all this money, and just to say, sorry guys, we got to take this back. And they had seen these people's lives change. Their lives were given back to them. And so they turned down all that money. So these are some of the main things that set us apart, is that first and foremost, it's based on integrity from day one. They had a chance to sell this for more money than they knew what to do with, but they chose not to. They chose to make this available to the world. So to really find a company that's based on integrity, that's really has humanity's best interests in mind, is completely unique in the network marketing space. There are some good companies out there. There are some great legacy companies that have been around for a long time in the network marketing space. It's probably 5%, you know. The rest of them, there's a lot of things that the good and the bad and the ugly out there in that industry. So we are a safe place for networkers who have been beat up and bruised in this industry, or built something, put their time and effort in, built a huge residual income, only to watch it all disappear because the people at the top did not have integrity, or they just wanted to be a billion-dollar company really fast, and then they crashed and burned a few years later. So that really sets us apart. Listening to our CEO, Chuck Funky, speak, he says, you know, there are levers you could pull in business to be a billion-dollar company. And then there are completely different levers that you need to pull if you want to build a legacy company that's going to be there so that my grandkids are still receiving checks off of my choice to align with this company and share it with the world. That's their intention. So that sets us apart really big time, and the other fact that no one else could do this. So we did that back then. We're still the only company in the world that can create and stabilize these molecules outside of the body. And, you know, when places like Harvard Medical School are receiving $10 million grants to study redox signaling in the body, and yet we're the only company in the world that could say, well, here you go. You want some in a bottle to study? Like, that's really, really quite a unique offering. So those are the two main keys setting us apart, is a business built on integrity with the desire to be around for decades. And also the fact that we literally created this category. Nobody else is in the redox space in the world. So category creator, no copycats, no competition. It's truly something very unique.
Wow. Well, I am super excited. I was fascinated watching the videos and learning about this, and I'm super excited to try it and see my own results, because I'm really excited. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And what successful tips do you have to offer business owners at this time?
Well, I think, Maureen, how you and I met is one of the biggest kind of areas that I've pivoted, where, you know, I'm a hairstylist. I love being in the world. I love meeting people. And all of that changed back in March, you know, when 2020 hit. So we were on quarantine, we were on lockdown, we were not allowed to go to work, we were not allowed to earn an income. So having a weekly check show up every Thursday because of my work with the ASEA company while I was home, and my wife was home from work, that was great. So I think one of the main tips I would say is really look for ways to connect, because there are a lot of great opportunities out there these days, like the Happy Neighborhood Project where you and I met. That is such a cool thing. So, finding ways, if you can meet with your local networking groups, or if you can go to the Chamber of Commerce in person, great, then do it. If not, a lot of them have pivoted and are doing Zoom meetings, to stay connected during this time. And then I've found some other networking groups where it's global. And since we do business in 33 countries around the world, I love these new opportunities to meet people all over the world, where I can build a residual leveraged income that's also global, so that, when I'm going to sleep, somebody in Australia is waking up, or somebody in Taiwan is waking up and they're going to work, and we have a global business here. So that I would suggest, just be patient, look online, and show up ready to network. Really show up ready to listen as much as you are to tell everybody about what you have, because people really want to know that you care, really. And so we have a time where people are hurting, people need to be heard. This is just a great chance to plug in, network with people around the world, listen with an open heart, see if you can help, see if you can promote their business, and see if you guys can, partner up and do something. So that's my main advice these days.
That's great. Thank you. And last question, Jake, do you have any special offerings for the online community at this time?
Well, yeah, I've got the molecules that I drink. They also created a topical gel version, and I've got some little small sample tubes here. I don't know if it's going to show up in the light. So this is the topical application of the molecules. This is absolutely, it's like first aid at our house. Anything that burns, cuts, bruises, I'm going to put this anywhere. My kids know to run for this first thing. Again, it's native to the body, so there's going to be no reaction. I have no concerns about that. This stuff, I'm happy to mail out a free sample tube. So if someone would like to try some of the gel, reach out to me. They can connect with me on LinkedIn or on Facebook. I can send some informational videos, some of the videos you got to see, where you can really learn, like, wow, what is going on with this stuff? Learn a little bit about what it is. And if they're interested, then I'm more than happy to mail them one out. Of course, if they're ready to partner up and get going and really get a jump start to 2021, then our team is rocking. We're on fire. We have morning meetings. We have all kinds of training and support. So we're just ready to rock and roll.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm going to definitely be requesting one of those samples myself. I'm excited.
Got it.
And thank you again for joining us, Jake.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. Again, thank you so much. I love what you're doing. So keep up the good work.
All right, thank you. And for those of you watching today that are interested in promoting your business here, we would love to hear from you. Or if you know somebody that would be, we would love to hear from you as well. And until next time, aloha.